Okay, so, I was gonna do one of those videos with the cards, like if you really knew me, but I'm really lazy, so I'm just gonna talk about it, explain everything that's happened. So, in January, I was diagnosed with severe depression and severe, anxiety, um, and they gave me Prozac, and Klonopin, for this. And I guess I should give background. Okay. When I was 13 years old, my dad had a massive stroke, to the point where he was in the hospital for about 4 months. He had a feeding tube. He couldn't go to the bathroom on his own, couldn't eat anything. Obviously, he had a feeding tube. Completely paralyzed, could not speak, couldn't write, couldn't walk. He basically was a vegetable. He could open his eyes, but he couldn't make any sound, couldn't do anything. Um, and that was really hard. That went on for about 2 months, and he slowly started to gain his, arm strength and leg strength and vocals back, but to this day he still can't talk. He can say small words. He can say like yes, no, hi, bye, or like okay or something, but you can't converse. He can't make sentences, and when he does try, it makes absolutely no sense. You have no idea what he's saying. And so when that happened, we went in the hospital every single night. That's how I spent every single night, ninth grade year, in the hospital with my dad up until midnight almost, and I would do my homework in the waiting room. And the first time he ever made a sound, again, was on Thanksgiving Day, actually, which was kind of a miracle. And my mom and I cried our eyes out. We were so happy. And because of this, my mom wasn't working, my dad was working, so he brought in most of the money. Because of this, my mother was unemployed, and we lost our house. We lost 2 of our cars. I lost a lot. I had to sell a lot of things. We moved from a 5-bedroom house that we lived in for our entire lives. Full basement, full deck, full backyard, biggest backyard in the neighborhood. We moved from that to a 2-bedroom apartment. And my dad had to have his own bed, so my mom sleeps on the couch. And things were so bad financially that there were some times when we didn't even know how we were going to be able to eat, or how we would get medicine for my dad or for anybody else. Just simple things like if we needed like paper towels, sometimes we just couldn't do that. Like, we had to learn to go without things. It is still pretty bad. We do get a check from my dad's disability, and that's basically what we live on now, and my mom and I both have summer jobs that we do. And so our last apartment got too expensive, so we had to move into an even smaller 2-bedroom apartment across town, and honestly right now we can barely even put gas in the car. Yeah, that's how we live our lives, because my dad is home and my mom has to stay home to take care of him. And because of this, we've lost a lot of other family members. It caused, fights, problems. My aunts blame my mother for my dad's stroke, which is absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, I grew up dealing with this, and I'm still dealing with it today because he's nowhere near the same person. His personality is completely different, and I know he's still there. I know he's still alive, but I pretty much lost my dad on that day because I can't have a conversation with him. He can't tell me anything. We can't communicate, and he can't even write. And he doesn't even like the same stuff anymore. Like, he doesn't like the same food, he doesn't like anything the same anymore. So that's about my dad. I dated this guy for 6 years during all this time. And before I was diagnosed with my depression, I started having my anxiety attacks really bad, to the point where I actually stopped eating for 4 straight days because every time I would go to eat, I would be so anxious and jittery and like worried about absolutely everything that I would throw up. So I couldn't keep anything down. I lost 14 pounds, and by this point I knew he was cheating on me because I had seen text messages, and I thought that was the end of the world. And we fought a lot. We fought pretty badly. Part of the depression thing, I know everybody says, if you cut, you're trying to get attention, whatever. Well, it's not like that. It's not for attention. It's literally an addiction. It gives you a physical pain to help take away the emotional pain that you're feeling. And the first time I ever did it was on a night that we got in a huge fight, and I didn't do it. I did it on my arm, which was dumb. I don't have any scars. But after that, I didn't do it for a while because things seemed to be going okay. And then once it got to about end of last year, my depression kicked in really bad. And it started happening on a regular basis, and absolutely nobody knew. It was on my legs, which I still have scars from, and yeah, absolutely no one knew. The time someone found out was because my roommate, I did it in the bathroom with an X-Acto knife, and she found blood, and there were enormous amounts of blood. That's how bad it was. And so my boyfriend at the time started cheating on me, and didn't even try to help me with the situation. And he did drive me home though, because I was having anxiety so bad I couldn't even be at school. I went home and I went to the doctor and I got diagnosed with depression, and 2 days after that I didn't move from my bed at all. That week I tried to overdose. Someone called 911 and stopped me. Since then, I have taken the time to write out a suicide note to every single friend that I have, including my mother. And, it just never really seemed to get better until I met this new guy, and I fell for him pretty quickly. Then we ended up breaking up, and that did not go very well for me, and I ended up actually overdosing. I just took a handful of sleeping pills, and my roommate ended up taking me to the hospital, and I lived. I'm here. I got put on suicide watch. I have been going to therapy. It's been over a month since I've cut, though. It used to be to the point where I couldn't get past a week, but it's been over a month, and I'm positive. I'm taking my medicine. I'm handling things so much better. I actually feel like I have a reason to be here. And for those couple of months up until now, I didn't feel like I was necessary. I didn't feel good enough for anybody. I have severe, severe abandonment issues. So when someone really close to me, even if it's a friend, just leaves me, stops talking to me, doesn't want to be my friend, or doesn't want to date me anymore, I freak out. It freaks me out, and I get extremely upset because in my head, to me, that means I'm not good enough. I did something wrong. I'm a terrible person. I shouldn't be here. You know, what did I do? Why do I deserve this? And talking to my therapist, a lot of that comes from what happened with my dad, because I can't even have conversations with him anymore. And so, because of that, I always feel like I need to be surrounded by people and be constantly told that they care about me, or else these thoughts come into my head and I get anxious. And even just being by myself in my room for like 2 nights alone absolutely terrifies me. I can't. I have to find something to do, find somewhere to go, find someone to hang out with, or I feel terrible. But I am taking medicine. I just wanted everyone to know that I'm getting better, and it's completely possible to get better. It really is. You know, bad things happen, but if you get help, you can fix everything. I mean, not everything in life is going to be perfect, but you can help yourself not feel so, you know, like help yourself feel like you're needed in the world. And I just also wanted to let, you know, all my followers know, you guys have all been really supportive of me when I've, you know, freaked out and written things on Tumblr. If you guys ever need to talk to me, I have an anxiety disorder, sorry, and depression, and so I know exactly what you guys are going through, and you can totally talk to me, and that's basically what I wanted to say. So, yeah, bye.